Hello everyone, this is Jessa Wild. Welcome to your second half of September reading. This reading is for Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for September 19th through October 3rd. However, it is a timeless reading like all tarot readings, so it is for you. It's meant for you when you see it, when you find it. I have gone ahead and cleansed and shuffled these decks, so we can go ahead and get into your reading. I will be pulling a 10-card spread, so it'll be a full spread for you guys, just to get a deep dive into what we can expect or kind of be mindful of for the next upcoming 2 weeks. I'm going to be using the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann for the main cards. If I need any clarifying cards, I'll be pulling from the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle, and then I'll get a final message with Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle deck. So let's go ahead and put these decks to the side for now, and let's get into your reading. Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Can I please have a message for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the last half of September 2021? What messages do you have for Taurus, please? Holy Spirit, Spirit guides, high vibrational ancestors, angel messengers. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Jumping into it. We have the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Six of Swords. To start your reading off, Holy Spirit, Spirit guides, high vibrational ancestors, what message do you have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please? Thank you so much. Oh, here's your card, the Hierophant. What messages do you have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Okay, it's too many cards. I do sense that you may have just a lot on your plate right now, a lot going on, a lot of energy around you. Possibly you're having this feeling of like, vibrating, this energy of just like, everything's go, 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 go. I have so much to do. You know that feeling? I do. Let me put these back, and we'll see if any of these cards come back out for you. Again, a lot of cards here, a lot of cards coming out. We have the Eight of Wands, the Temperance, and the High Priestess. I'm not going to take these cards. I don't feel guided to do that. So have Death and Rebirth. What messages do you have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please? Thank you so very much. I feel like I just want to take jumpers for this whole reading, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So bear with me. Holy Spirit, Spirit guides, high vibrational ancestors, thank you. I was just asking, like, let that fall if it's meant to fall, and sure enough it did. There we go. We have Strength, the Devil. Can we get a final card, please? Final outcome, please. Can we have a card for the final outcome for this next 2 weeks for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Thank you. Very clear. Star card and the Four of Wands. I'll read in the upright unless I feel very strongly guided to read in the reverse, which is why I flipped that card back over for any of you wondering. Okay, let me just take a moment with these cards. I'm staggering them so you can see them. Star. A lot of major arcana here. We have the Hierophant, Death card, Death and Rebirth card, the Strength card, the Devil, the Star. My goodness. So big messages coming in for you, Taurus, these next 2 weeks. Okay, so thank you for letting me just kind of look over these cards quickly. What's the overall situation? At the heart of the matter, we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is about sneakiness, it's about gossip, it's about people doing like shady things in the background, not having all the information, people hiding things from you, people talking behind your back, that kind of energy. It's just this very ugly, negative energy. So you might be dealing with some people in your world right now that you can't trust. I get a sense that, well, I don't know. There may be people that you think that you can trust, but you can't. Or that you're just now learning or just now seeing, oh, that's who they are. I thought they were this person, but now I'm seeing that this is what's happening. Like things are happening around you and it's like coming to the surface and you're having to deal with it. You're having to come face to face with this reality, this ugly kind of reality here, right? That not everyone has your best interest at heart. You know, and you may not have been trusting your intuition, because this is coming in, the Queen of Cups is coming in as an obstacle for you. You may have been very busy with work, with, you know, other kinds of relationships, with just the day-to-day life that this listening to your higher guidance, listening to your higher self might have been inadvertently cut off. And you might have had difficulty tapping into your intuition, or just completely been unaware of it because you're like, I just don't have time to just like take a moment and be still. Yeah, there's a little niggling there, but I think I'm just like that's nothing. You know, just not listening to yourself here. Like maybe there was something that had happened, something that you thought for a second, that seemed a little funny, that seemed a little fishy when whatever was said or whatever circumstance happened that made you look at someone, but then you're like, you might have just like brushed it away and didn't listen to that, you know, that little still small voice saying, maybe you should look at this. You know, we have you moving away from something here. Either traveling. You might be moving away from a job situation, a relationship, a living arrangement. You might be relocating, traveling. And this move here, whatever you're moving away from, or have moved away from, or thinking about moving away from, has allowed you to see this weird, you know, negative stuff happening around you. Or it started to happen. This may have started to happen because you decided to make some kind of change that was best for you. And then as soon as you make this change or make a decision to move in a new direction or move in a way that somebody else doesn't like, then all of this stuff starts happening and you start seeing people's true colors. Because in the past, you were in a really good spot. You know, you were, you know, vibing high, you were on top of the world, you had a real sense of security with where you were. You felt like you were learning and growing from the people around you, and that still can very much be the case. Like you could have been finding either like some kind of security in your job and feeling really good about your job, learning and getting mentorship from your colleagues. If this is about a relationship, this could be about, you know, being in the past you were committed to what you were doing. You were gaining, you know, you felt like you were close to this person, gaining new knowledge. And I just feel like that really, you know, tracks back to the being, and I feel like this is a work situation, but it doesn't have to be. This was you in the past. And so I feel like you're finding yourself like really surprised by this, because you were so vibing high. I mean, you can even see the colors here. We have all of these dark colors here, and you in the past feeling really good, vibing high, doing your thing, and so it's come as a shock to you. It's not what you expected at all. You thought that you'd also be supported when you made a decision to relocate or to travel or to do whatever this movement is here for you. And it looks like now, having this information now, it's like, okay, you're hoping that your goal is to level up, is to show up to let something die and start fresh. I'm getting this image of something burning to the ground, like a wildfire coming through and burning everything down. And although it can be very scary, and it can, it can cause things to come to a close, right? It can cause things to die away and die off. But burning that soil can actually provide nutrients to the soil and can actually enrich the soil. So even though something has now died because of that fire, right? Because something has closed, it's paving a new way for something new to take its place, something new to grow in its place. And that's what you're hoping for. You're wanting something like a fresh start. I just want something new to come up and to grow, this rebirth, leveling up to the next level. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. You want to get there as quickly as possible. It's like you want this process. You want this process. This is the goal, but you want it like to happen like right now. Like this knight is the fastest moving knight of all the knights. You can see this person is running from the past situation as fast as they can to hop on a motorcycle to continue running forward. And I feel like this is actually, it feels like things are moving in this direction for you. I feel like there's a lot of promise there. Like, I don't see anything here that says, wait, put your foot on the brake. I feel like you're already ready for it because you were vibing high. This isn't your energy, this Seven of Swords. This is their energy. And because you were vibing high, I feel like you're going to go through this death and rebirth process very quickly. It's going to happen. It's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm done with that. I see it for what it is. I recognize that I didn't listen to my higher self, my intuition. And now that I'm aware of that, I'm going to aware that that was my obstacle. I can now be cognizant and mindful of listening to myself and being more aware of what my higher self, what God and my angels are telling me. I just feel like you're ready. As dark as this card looks, it doesn't have to be so dark. Like something really wonderful is over here on this dry land over here. Once you get to that other spot, you'll be here vibing high again. So you're going to be moving quickly through this. I get that sense. You are thinking though about the past. You're thinking about how nice it was to feel like you belonged, to feel like you had a place where, to feel like you were in a secure environment. You know, you thought that you were in a place surrounded by people that you can trust, and it's like you're missing being here. And you could also be thinking even past all of this, just being like very nostalgic towards genuine connections, genuine friendships, genuine like past colleagues, just those genuine relationships, and being nostalgic for that, and being like, you know what, I don't want to be surrounded by these, you know, people who are sneaky and who are gossips and who, you know, I don't want to be around this negative, ugly energy. I'm really thinking about all the people who have loved me and supported me and helped me along my way. And you could be really just internally just being grateful for them. And you may actually want to extend that gratitude to them. Like, call them up and let them know what you're thinking and how much you do appreciate them and their support of you in your life and up to the point that has gotten you so far. I just keep getting drawn to this Hierophant. I feel like you are in a really good space. Even though this is in your past energy, I still feel like this is who you are. Yes, you're showing up as the Six of Cups, but I really feel like these two are just tied. You're showing up as the Six of Cups because yes, you're feeling nostalgic, but you can only feel nostalgic for the people who have loved and supported you if you're vibing high. Like, you can only have that recognition. And you see how even the colors are matching. Like, I just feel like they're linked together. I just feel like you're very successful and you're ready to, it's like, okay, I'm a person that learns lessons quickly and I can move on from those lessons and continue on my path and continue moving up those steps, and continue learning and growing, and leave all those people in the past. Your external influences, we have strength. You know, taming the beast. You could have these, you might just need to overcome this feeling that everyone around you currently is untrustworthy. And you might need to tame that or like reel that in a little bit. And additionally, you will also need to have strength as you move forward and courage as you move forward into this new place. As you're moving away from that, you're moving into something, and we don't actually see what's over here, where this person is moving to, where their final destination is. We don't get to see that. So it's like you don't necessarily know what that looks like or where that is. You might not even have an idea of what the next thing is. And it requires a lot of courage on your behalf. It requires a lot of just like taming those fears. And you know, we have the devil sitting right next to it in your hopes and fears position. And it's like you are afraid that you're going to be bound and tied to something again that's going to be negative, that you're going to give all of your energy, all your beautiful, loving energy to a whole bunch of negative people all over again who are just, you know, talking trash and being sneaky and trying to steal things from you and not, you know, it's like there's a fear that's here. And it's going to take strength to know that, no, I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to listen to any red flags that come up for me. I've learned this lesson. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to do my best to really tap into that intuition. And when I recognize something, I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to take action steps. I'm going to harness my strength and courage, take action steps. And I don't need to be fearful of this devil here, of being in bondage to something or to someone. You know, we have the final outcome, the possible outcome is the Star card and the Four of Wands, which is awesome. The Star card is rest, rejuvenation, wishing on a star, manifesting new things, looking to your bright future after a difficult time. I mean, we have the devil in the major arcana. There are all of these little milestones that the Fool has to go through, people they have to encounter, experiences that the Fool has to go through, and before they can get to the Star. And death and rebirth is one of them. You can see number 13 here. And the devil becomes after that death and rebirth. And then after the Fool goes through the devil and experiences that, then they get to this Star. And this is so beautiful because this is saying, this is you. Resting. Trusting your intuition now that you've learned that lesson. You are the Hierophant. You are the person who learns lessons. You do your research. You are constantly leveling up in life, and that's why you're able to go through this death and rebirth process very quickly, because it's like you have this big picture perspective. And you're the Star because you're able to harness that beast within, to see what it is, to see what your fears are, to overcome those fears, and it's allowing you to hope for a brighter future, to hope for something way better, like not even close to what all this is. Like this like shouldn't even be in your world because you're vibing so high. It might feel like I feel like this is a blessing in disguise. Like it may not feel very good right now, and you might be really questioning, why the hell did that happen? Like I didn't deserve to be treated that way. No, you didn't deserve to be treated that way. But here you are, going through this process, ending up as the Star, hopeful for the future, and the Four of Wands, which is a card of celebration, a card of something that has come to completion, and now you're celebrating. When this card comes up, it indicates, like when I say something has come to a close, and then because of that, there's a celebration. Typically that will indicate like a wedding or an engagement or a birth or a graduation or something like that. And with this here, in this reading, it's telling you it's your rebirth. It's your birth, your rebirth. Going through that process, you get to celebrate closing out all this negative stuff, not having to be fearful. You can celebrate resting in this position and being hopeful for the future. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Yeah, forget all of that negative stuff because you are looking so good right now, Taurus. You're looking so good. Like, I just see you on top. Let's get a final message for you. Holy Spirit, spirit guides, high vibrational ancestors, thank you so much for those messages for Taurus. Can I please have a final message for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the last 2 weeks of September, the 19th through October 3rd, for the Taurus collective? Thank you. I want to get the bottom of the deck as well. Okay. At the foundation, we have Starseed. What lights you up? What lights you up? Look at these two people looking out into the distance, looking up to the future, out to the future, being hopeful of the future. And this is coming in as the foundation card. Like, this is the bottom of the deck. This is not the card that popped out, and I just felt like I needed to pull it out. And this is just clarifying the star card that came up, and just reminding you. You also could have Aquarius in your placement in your chart someplace, but you don't have to. But this is just reminding you that it is time to be hopeful for the future, for really looking in to see what does light you up. There's something so uniquely special about you, because not everyone is capable of going through this process so quickly. Look at you running like a champion away from this situation, onto your bike, heading to the next thing. That is you, and not everyone is able to do that. And you're like next. So it's time to look to see what lights you up, what excites you. On top of that, we have wait, postpone, pause, say no. And then we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So this is interesting. Because here what I was saying, you went through this process very quickly with the death and rebirth. Got that. You're going through that, and it's happening, and you're like, yeah, I got it. I'm big picture, I'm seeing all of it. You're being told what lights you up. But you'll see that there's no action here. There's only stillness here. It's only stillness. This card represents rejuvenation, relaxation. Like, I think of a spa, like going to a spa to recover, to like relax, to take a deep breath after moving so quickly away from something. This is what you're called. This is the outcome, what you're called to do now after going through this process. So it's like, relax and celebrate, enjoy life, that you got through that, and that you no longer have to deal with that nonsense. And in that, I'm telling you all of this because it makes sense that the wait, postpone, pause, say no, set up boundaries. It does make sense because it's calling you to, in this time of just relaxing, don't rush too quickly into a new situation without establishing proper boundaries for yourself, without looking to your intuition, your higher self, to check in with yourself, to say, okay, what did I miss here? What was shown to me, or what was shown to me that I just wasn't listening to, that I wasn't really paying attention to? It's like you need to, during this time of rest and hoping for the future, of manifesting something new into your world, it's also a time to tap in, talk to your higher self, talk to God, see where you're at. It's time to set up boundaries for yourself, healthy boundaries, so that you will not be treated like this again. You won't have people that are just negative and awful and talking badly about you and being sneaky around you, because you will have taken the time and put in the work to know what your boundaries are, to set those healthy boundaries, and to follow through on those healthy boundaries, establishing them, making sure that other people know about them so that they won't even try and pull that stuff with you. So the focus really is is this, right? What lights you up? Your intuition, what lights you up? Celebrate this time and do the work. Do the work. This is your message, Taurus. I hope that you liked it. I hope that it resonated with you. I really do enjoy doing these readings. If you did like this reading, it would be so wonderful if you could please give it a thumbs up, if you could share it, if you could comment below, let me know your thoughts, and also subscribe to the channel. I will be here in 2 weeks giving you your first half of October reading. I hope that all of you have a beautiful and abundant day. Be well.